Hey all, Bomberman Baker here. I hope this quarantine has been kind to you as it has been with me. Welcome to the first ever story time that I've done. Let's just get into this, right? So this story takes me back to my sophomore year in high school. A year we will visit many a times with some great stories. So imagine this. Your principal catches wind that a substitute teacher has given the main office a disc to be given to you, a student who has already been on your high school's radar for many months now. So let's just pull back a couple of weeks prior to all of this happening. Here I am sitting in homeroom, just, max and relax and all cool, when a substitute teacher walks in, and let's just call him Mr. Brown. It's not his real name, of course, but, just for some anonymity. This sub was already in some of my classes before, one of which he told us to check out his YouTube for some sweet tunes. I didn't at the time. Well, he begins going through the roll call like you have to do during homeroom, going name by name down his list, stopping at a student whose name is Jim Brown. Again, that's not his actual name. Looking at this name, Mr. Brown pauses. He looks down, looks back up, looks down again. He looks back up and says, "Are you my kid?" to Jim Brown. As a class, we start laughing hysterically. Part of this was some dark humor, considering that Jim didn't have a dad that he knew about. Jim jokingly responds with, "Yeah." Mr. Brown thinks to himself for a bit, and then responds with, "Well, I must have had a good time that night." We all look at each other, laughing, while also in total shock. Mr. Brown follows this up with, "Well, thanks for not asking for child support." We lose our collective shit. He then proceeds to write his YouTube URL on the board for all of us to see. He wants us to check out the music that he writes. And me, just, being the absolute dork that I am, I bite. I went home that night and checked him out. Some of his music wasn't bad, but none of it was good. Some of it was fine, but a lot of it was just bad, like really bad. Well, I'm looking through the descriptions though, and I see in one of them that he has an email address, so his viewers can email him. And he specifically puts there that you can email him for a whole copy of his mixtape. Again, I had to do it. So I penned him an email that has since been lost, but what I told him was that I was a student who recently had him as a sub, and I would love to get a mixtape of this music, as he talked about on YouTube. He responded quite quickly and said that he would love to get me a copy, and asked if I wanted him to just drop it off at our office at school. And I decided, sure, why not? Of course I wasn't thinking that, hey, this is a weird dude, and this could definitely set off some red flags. Well, a couple of weeks passed by, and I have had no word of this mixtape. To an extent, I sort of forgot about it. Come on, it was a shot in the dark. Well, sitting in homeroom, I get a yellow slip from the office saying that I had to come down and talk with my principal, ASAP. So I got up from my desk, worried of course, and started to trek down to the office. I had this deep feeling in my gut, and the adrenaline started to pump. Previously that year, I had some troubles that popped up with my school and I, so I wasn't sure if this was just a continuation of that. So I arrive at the office and show the secretary my pass. She lets me go see the principal. As soon as I walk in the room, all of this anxiety just disappears. The CD of the substitute teacher's mixtape is just sitting on the desk. So I look at it and I almost just start laughing. I sit down, I actually have a big grin on my face, and she's just confused. She asks if I know what the CD is, to which I confidently tell her that yes, I definitely do. She expressed her concern to me about this whole situation, as she really didn't know this substitute teacher, and the little that she knew was that he was a weird dude. As I attempted to reassure her, she says that she would feel way more comfortable if we just listened to this, to make sure that all there is on this CD is music. Of course I had to oblige. Who wouldn't want to listen to a substitute teacher's mixtape with their principal? She puts the disc in her computer, and as it's spinning up, I'm questioning whether it is just music. What if Mr. Brown put some whack stuff on this? Well, my question was answered quite quickly as the track list popped up in Windows Explorer. My heart's beating at this point as she clicks on a random track, and we both have to listen to some of the weirdest music that we both have probably ever listened to. It was terrible, but I was just grinning, as this is exactly what I wanted. She looks me dead in the eye and asks, is this what you wanted? Probably hoping that I was just as confused as she was. However, I wasn't. It was just what I wanted from him. I respond with, yes it is. I walk out of the office, Mr. Brown's mixtape in tow, and walk back to my homeroom. When I got home that day, I ripped all of the music off the disc. It was all pretty bad. The next day at school, I walk up to Jim, hand him the CD. He looks at me absolutely dumbfounded. He probably forgot who Mr. Brown was, but I hadn't. I don't think I will either. Thank you all for staying until the end. If you enjoyed what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, share with friends, or whatever is hip to do now. I will be trying to upload 4 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, as well as I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. at twitch.tv/BombermanBaker. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.